morning. It's Sunday, July 17th. And this morning I'm going to talk about Senator Joe Manchin, the asshole extraordinaire. Joe is a multimillionaire, as are many congressmen and senators. Over half of them are millionaires. And when you're a millionaire, it really means you have that much money. It's not that you own a piece of property or something like that. You have that much money. Now, Joe's money comes from the family-owned business, which is a scrap coal business, which is the dirtiest coal that you can sell or use. And it's the only scrap coal business in West Virginia. And he has spent his entire political career protecting that business, even though it's run by his son Joe Manchin IV, and it's in a blind trust, so supposedly he has nothing to do with the day-to-day running of that business. But in every action that he has taken that involves West Virginia, which is the fifth poorest state in the Union, with a minimum wage of $8.75 and a median income of about $50,000 a family or something like that. And in the state, there's only 31,000 millionaires out of a population of 1.8 million. And there are 20 million, over 20 million millionaires in the United States. And while everybody thinks that West Virginia has so many coal miners, and that's why he's protecting them, well, it's true that West Virginia has many, many coal mines. In fact, almost every county except 2 has a coal mine in it in West Virginia. But that doesn't mean you have a large population of coal miners. There's only 11,000 coal miners that work in West Virginia. And 9,000 of them work underneath in the mines themselves. 2,000 work above ground. And then I don't know how many people are employed as office workers and stuff like that in these coal companies, but there's only 76 coal companies actually in West Virginia. So when you look at that entire deal, the coal mines in West Virginia produce about 5% of the money that's given out to people as salaries and stuff like that. And so when you believe or are made to believe that Joe is protecting the lives of many, many people, there are 780,000 workers in West Virginia. And his big deal deals with about 11,000 plus some office workers out of the 780,000. So he's not out there protecting people. He's out there protecting his family interests more than anything else. Now, when you look at the political makeup of the state of West Virginia, there are more Republicans than Democrats. The Republicans outnumber the Democrats by about 4,000. So that's why I believe Joe Manchin acts more like a Republican than a Democrat, because he needs those voters. He needs Republican voters to vote for him in order for him to stay in office. And remember, he's been a popular guy in West Virginia because he was the governor at one time, back in 2010 or something like that, when he passed a law that protected and increased the viability of his scrap coal company. When you put all of that together, you recognize that he has used his political positions to protect his coal business and his single power plant in West Virginia that burns that coal. And he has protected it from laws and regulations that threaten his family business ever since he's been in politics. And now he's using his position to undermine the federal climate policies. He's using his position as the chairman of the Energy Committee and his being a maverick Democrat to ruin the environmental policy across the states. So Manchin has continued his notorious behavior in recent years. He has made believe and given indications that he was going to go along with the climate change proposals in the upcoming legislations and the funding that was going to be needed for it in these Build Back Better plans. And while Joe Biden believed him, Manchin probably never had any intention of agreeing to much of what was in those Build Back Better plans. And when it came to the final votes, he stepped up and said, I'm not going to vote for that. We're giving away too much money. And of course he would think that way, because when you look at his history in the state of West Virginia and you see how poorly the people of West Virginia have been treated by Manchin in his government positions, you can understand why he voted no, or told the president that he was going to vote no. And so those bills are lying dead in the water right now. He killed the plan that would have forced power plants to clean up their climate warming pollution. He shattered an effort to help consumers pay for electric vehicles. He said he could not support government incentives for solar and wind companies, or any other provisions that the rest of the party and his president say are vital to ensure a livable planet. Basically, pollution is a way of life that Senator Joe Manchin loves. He's the polluter king of the United States. And so Manchin, who took more campaign cash, that evil thing that we carry on about in this country, from the oil and gas industry than any other senator, and who became a millionaire in his family coal business. He destroyed the Democratic Party legislative plans to fight climate change. Mr. Manchin has tortured his party mates and staff members who work day and night in order to scale back, water down, trim, and tailor the climate legislation to Mr. Manchin's exact specifications, only to have him step up and reject it at the finish line. And so that's all I want to say about Senator Joe Manchin, the asshole from West Virginia. May he not be reelected one more time. Thank you, and have a great day. Bye.